Hello everyone, and welcome to my top 10 Mega Man 1 songs. This is my personal list and these choices are mine. Feel free to disagree. In fact, commenting arguments might help my channel, so maybe I should have intentionally been more contentious with my picks. Either way, these songs are only from the first Mega Man game on the NES, so without further ado... That intro is a major part of why I picked this theme. It brings me right into this mindset of time to get moving. Additionally, Gutsman's theme is on here because it's not terrible. I had 14 songs I was picking from, and personally the only choices for me for number 10 was Guts, Cut, or the Victory theme. I know some of you are disappointed to hear that Cut isn't on this list, but I have a love-hate relationship with that stage and it really bleeds into my like or dislike of the song. In fact, that's another reason why I do like Guts' theme. I like his stage a lot. There's what I call first stage syndrome for speedrunners, and it follows as this. When you speedrun a game, you hear the beginning few stages songs the most, at least usually you do. Because of that, the stage and the song get tied tightly in the mind of the runner. It's hard to separate them. Guts is an enjoyable opening stage for me. I don't mind resetting and playing through Guts again. It's quick and easy. Cut, on the other hand, gives me lots of trouble, hence my decision. Apologies to the Scissorhead fans out there. I bundled these two themes into one because they go hand in hand in my mind. Probably because I never really played Mega Man 1 casually. Ever since I began playing it, I was timing myself on how quickly I was beating it. The first time I played, I timed myself just because I wanted to see how long it would take me to beat a game I'd heard so little about before. And the songs are good for what they're used for. I mean, the boss theme is so good that it became the staple boss select theme for the series. Mega Man 3. Mega Man 4. I know I'm going to catch some heat in the comments for this one. I find across the internet that Cut, Elec, or Bomb is usually everyone's agreed upon favorite. I've heard very few other opinions for the best song of Mega Man 1. Sorry to disappoint. As I mentioned with Guts, because I speedran this game, and because I associate this game solely with my speedrunning of it, my opinions of the stages are tied heavily to my liking or disliking a song, with very few exceptions which we'll get to later. But Elecman's theme is pretty good. I understand why people pick it as their favorite. However, due to it being an early stage which I play a lot, and one I often get stuck in as it's a very difficult stage, I don't enjoy it as much. Even removing that though, this list is based off of my personal opinion, and while that opinion may be tinted by experience, I honestly find that every other song in this list is more enjoyable to listen to than Lex. Sorry, not sorry. I actually really enjoy Fireman's theme, and what's funny about that is that my opinion of the stage is slightly flip-floppy like Cut, although not nearly to the same degree. The opening! I didn't mention it with Elecman, but these little openings add a lot to my liking of these themes, maybe another reason why I'm not huge on Cut. I personally always love the faster tempoed songs in any video game. The melody is just pleasant to me. I always find myself humming along behind the microphone at some point during Fireman Stage, or I'll be tapping along on my controller. Something I point out in my editing because when I'm playing I don't tend to realize I'm doing it as often as I am. I specify Wiley Fortress Theme 2 because I get annoyed at other top 10 makers who have ranked Mega Man games, stages, or songs and call it Wiley Fortress 2. No, that's a level, not the song. The song doesn't appear until Wiley Fortress 3, and it's the second Wiley theme, so anyone who says Wiley Theme 2 is fine, but very few people tend to do that and it bugs me. Alright, rant over. I usually don't like songs like this, songs which escalate or de-escalate slowly and that's basically the entire melody. I don't understand why, but I think it works here. It builds up suspension as you're at the end of the game, although gamers in the 80s and 90s may not have known that until their second playthroughs. It's a great build-up which carries you through the final two levels. Another amazing intro for me. This is the big stage where I often am not a fan of the stage. I've grown to like it, but for years I dreaded Iceman Stage. And sometimes I make really stupid mistakes and die in ice, but I know they're usually my fault at this point. Even when I hated this stage though, I always liked this song. Something about it isn't annoying to me in spite of the high-pitched notes I can never hit. Its simplicity might be its greatest strength honestly, hence why I have so little to say about it. Everyone on the internet calls this the Wiley battle, and that's fine. It's probably what it's actually called. But personally, I think Fortress battle makes more sense because it's not just the theme for the final Wiley battle. Either way, unlike the Robot Master's boss theme, I thoroughly enjoy this one. It's intense and fast. Not an extreme of either, but enough of both that I find my heart was always pumping when it came on, even when I first played the game. This is an underrated theme in my opinion. Nobody talks about the Wiley Stage themes from Mega Man 1. Everyone's all about the Wiley Stage themes from the future games, but in Mega Man 1, everyone only seems to remember the Robot Master themes. Well, I won't have it. This theme is one of the best ones Mega Man 1 has to offer, and it's even a slower song. It doesn't have to be fast to be good in my mind. The melody jumps around a bit and kind of discombobulates me slightly, but I love that. It pulls me into how absurdly upset I get when Cutman won't stop jumping. The theme does a good job of keeping the player on edge, as though the hard part has just begun, which, for most people, it has. That's right, Bomb Man is not my number one pick. When I decided to make this video, I thought for sure it would be number one. When I gave all the songs another listen, there was one more that I'd completely forgotten about, which I think deserves the number one spot. That said, the fact that Bomb Man's theme jumped right into my head the second I thought about Mega Man 1's soundtrack should be all you need to know about why it's placed so high. It, as said before, is one of the songs people immediately think of when they think of Mega Man 1's soundtrack. Bomb, Cut, or Elect tend to be the favorites. Here's another exception to my speedrunner syndrome I was talking about earlier. This song rocks, and I often find myself messing up Bomb Man's stage and getting super frustrated at myself. This song pushes me forward and inspires me to try harder and do better. I always look forward to clicking Bomb Man's stage just for his music. When I gave the soundtrack another listen, it became apparent to me that my number one pick had to be the ending theme. It wraps up the game so well. You feel so accomplished for beating the game. It's so good that they use the opening of it as the opening for Mega Man 2. Then change the melody to fit that game and make it a beginning instead of an ending. If you never knew that, you're welcome for blowing your mind, by the way. It's also just such a sweet and cohesive and pleasant song. You feel rewarded for completing the very, very difficult journey you've just overcome. The question is, are you prepared for what's to come? Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing and liking the video. If there's a game you'd like me to make a top 10 for, feel free to leave it in the comments below. I've already got a few in mind, but suggestions never hurt. Plus, as Madrybread once said, comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. If you want to see any other kind of content from me, please leave it in the comments below. I'm still improving my editing skills, so I'd like to try out different videos and formats. Please leave your ideas and suggestions below, and your comment may get featured in those episodes. That's all for now. Feel free to watch my speedrunning content if that's what you're into. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.